I actually applaud black men for trying so hard to like force that square peg through a round hole, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because I think more than any other man on earth, and you can actually look by the way the homes is set up and all of that. Black men try to collaborate with their women more than any other man on earth. You see what I'm saying? We don't bother y'all about going to school. Shit, we pay for school for y'all. We do all type of stuff. We are the literal definition of a man who is trying to equalize for his woman, but every time we try to do that, we get disrespected. That's because you'll accept our money, you'll accept the roof over your head, you'll accept anything from us except our opinion about your behavior.
Think about how men are addressed when it comes to dating. So if a man isn't performing for a woman in a certain way, there's terms that kind of eat at his masculinity. Like when we get into like fuck boy, right? Where it's probably not as much reciprocal as when we talk to women. It's not that, well, we do that with women too. We'll call her masculine. Do you think it's fair that we do that cross questioning of a woman's femininity by calling her masculine, and then women do it to men a lot too, sassy, fuckboy, whatever, because they're not performing well for us during dating?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think the issue is that most men don't require much from women at the beginning. For most men, for the average man, all she has to do is be beautiful. And that's enough for him to want to entertain her if he has a certain goal attached to that beauty. For a lot of times for women have a different expectation for men. When she meets a man, immediately he's supposed to be able to show that he has the ability to provide by paying for this meal, right? You're not gonna get a woman that's gonna cook you a meal from the jump most often, right? And there are some things that are associated with that, right? Like safety inside the home and different things like that, right? But I mean, you're not gonna find that men are requiring women to do anything other than be.
I don't know.
That's how we got here, because I don't necessarily use that dialogue when we talk about like sassiness, but the whole trope comes from, and this is where you see the whole trend, like, you want some lip gloss? Because that's how you acting. Because when you saying, oh, the phone works both ways, that's that shit we talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the sassy behavior that women, so you do have the expectation, because now there are men that are expecting you to do the work, you to call, you to plan a date, you to say, oh, well, you didn't call me either. So that's how we got the sassy dialogue, is because men are expecting things for women, and women are like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? That's how we got there. And again, I don't use that trope necessarily, but I think to Nate's point that there are men that are expecting, and to us, it is becoming feminine, because that's not what real men do.
And the actual wording, the labeling of different things, I think is important, because it's a biological thing. We all see something and label it as either good or bad. So calling something sassy, that means I don't like it. And you're just telling your brain, I don't like that. So there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like when you say it out loud, you know, if you see something like, yo, that's some corny stuff, just don't say it, just think it. You know, it's like when you, because when you say it, now you're insulting another person. And what is the point of insulting another person unless you mean to insult another person?
I think it boils down to, though, like the story that you're telling behind the action. All right, a man gets emotional about something that you say. Is that sassy? Is that, you need some lip gloss? Because nothing means nothing. It's always the stories that we attach to it.
Yeah.
Nothing means nothing. We attach stories to it. So what makes this man sassy, and what story have you attached to it to make it so? Because it ain't intrinsically sassy. I got my nails done the other day. I got like a buff on them. It was kind of glossy. Am I sassy? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, hey, I want to make sure that, I'm well groomed, smell good, take a good bath. Does that make me metrosexual? I mean, there are stories that we put to stuff. And that's the thing that I think we got to ask ourselves. What am I making this mean?
But it's a context, though. Like, if a guy operates a certain kind of way, his behavior is a certain kind of way, it could be looked at as sassy. And we got to call that sassy.
Good, for example.
A guy gets on social media because his baby mama got on social media, and he's just going back and forth with his baby mama. That's sassy, because at the end of the day, like, shut up. Like, let the women just, do all the little talking or whatever, and you sit back and just, don't say nothing. I think that's sassy.
I feel like a lot of people don't have these problems with people that they really like.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't like that person, yeah, you got a voice. Hey, you being sassy, or hey, you doing this, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. You don't have those problems with people you actually are interested in. You actually want to pursue. You actually want to impress. I don't seem to have no problems with men who want to actually be with me. I feel like you need to want want somebody that wants you back.
It could be a level of control.
Well,
The thing that always pisses me off with women is that word, that sassy word. What is sassy about a man wanting the same treatment that a woman wants? What is sassy about a man calling out the fact that you are not putting in effort and expecting him to put in all of the effort? I can't understand that. Also, what is sassy about a man having emotions? Men get mad, men get all in their feelings. It's a thing that humans do. And I don't like when women call men sassy, just like I don't like when men call women masculine. I'm not a man and he is not a woman. You just don't like the things that they are displaying and just say that. But saying sassy and calling them women as if it's an insult. Being a woman is not an insult. Me being me is not an insult. A man being a man is not an insult. So using it on a woman should not be an insult. We give these terms these stupid meanings, and now we want to label them. We're using gendered traits as insults for each other, and I think it's counterproductive and stupid. Just call it what it is, and also take accountability for the fact that you're not putting in no effort. If you're dating a man, the effort goes both ways. That man should be pursuing you, but you should also be pursuing that man. Check up on him. See how he doing. Maybe you do plan a date. Like, what's wrong with that?
They don't. You right. I feel like it's a spoiled epithet. Like you ain't getting your way, so you gotta launch something that to try to hurt the man or to hurt the person because you're not getting what you want, and he's actually putting some accountability on you that you don't want to do. You just want to sit back and fat cat and reap the benefits of what he can provide for you. And since you can't get it your way, you sassy. You know, okay. At that point, you call me sassy. You might as well go and cancel Christmas on that one. I'm just gonna walk my sassy ass back to my house and sit down somewhere. Then, if that's how we're gonna roll with that, we can't have an intelligent adult conversation between the two of what the expectations are because I don't want to spend $300 on you. No, I don't even know you. I don't even like you like that yet. I don't know if you're worth me spending that type of money on you yet. Let's start small and build our way up. Now you become, my steady lady, my wife. Now I can fly you out. We can fly together. I spoil you with this, I spoil you with that, and all this kind of stuff. But we just meeting. This is day three, and I don't want to spend that on you. You call me sassy? Cool. I'm take my sassy ass home then.
But they want that on day one. You said day three.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was
I
just
feel
trying to be.
like
I was just trying to be.
So you try to be nice, huh?
Yeah, I was
Worthy.
just trying to be nice. That's it.
I feel
You
like there's
know.
several reasons that people say sassy. I do know. Put your finger. Just put up the number one if you're in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm in Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah.
Women.
Hey.
Where the other women? Okay. Wait.
DMV.
Stan is gone. Okay. Kaya's gone. But Damien, no, we talk about this a lot. um, y'all definition by y'all's definition, and I hear Bo. Um, I think I want to say it probably came from Atlanta, um, and it just spread it across the internet. Um, Bo gave certain things that weren't sassy. I agree. I don't agree. Atlanta Atlanta is sassy, but but I don't agree that a lot of things that people's definitions of sassy are sassy. Those things aren't sassy. Going to nail shop's not sassy. Grooming yourself is not sassy. Taking care of your skin is not sassy. Using a skin treatment of a facial regimen is not sassy. But there are things that happen in Atlanta with men that made a lot of men here sassy. So in the space, it's like it's a fine line in between what sassy is, but I think there's several different definitions for sassy. But I just don't think it's a mature word to even use anyway to describe somebody. So
I feel like saying sassy is like calling a man a bitch.
yeah, yeah,
You know, the fighting words.
yeah.
Now I gotta break your nail because now we got to squabble. I can't hit this. I'm just gonna
See
take
now,
your
are
nail and break
men?
your nail off.
But Damien,
You
but
know?
are women really calling men them to their face, or are they just
Yes.
talking about them?
You know, they call it. I've been called sassy, and I had to.
Really?
I lost myself that day. You know, because we was having a conversation, and I was like, I expect a reciprocal type of environment. First time we get to know each other, great, but at some point, I'm a expect something, reciprocal, not sex and like, but you playing something. You get to know me too. And she said, see, that's why you mean all you 50-50 men want to blah blah blah. And I lost myself, and I almost said the B word. I don't disrespect, but I was like, bitch, I done bought two women houses. My ex-wife living in the house. I built her ass, and I left her in the house, didn't fight her for it, and she didn't have to worry what she chose to. So I took care of her. I ain't sassy, but I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna take care of you, and I don't even know if I like you right now or not. And that was that. So yeah,
Oh,
they're using
got
that
it.
term out there.
Wow, I didn't know that. And
Oh,
yeah, I thought it was more or less like people just will describe, like if I'm talking to Bo, like it's women to women, like, girl, he was sassy or something. I didn't think that it was more or less on a platform where you guys are on dates and women are like, you sassy.
yep,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So
Once you
y'all don't hear the word sassy used in regular day to day life?
I
Nobody.
don't.
I
man, you don't
definitely
hear that
don't.
word. No, you don't hear that
Nobody
word nowhere.
ain't using that
I don't
word.
hear
Not in
that.
my world.
I see it
Not in
all
my
over the
world.
place.
And I don't watch reality TV, so no.
I
Yeah,
only hear it on social media. I
that's
don't
it. That's where it come
Yeah,
from.
that's what
know where they
that's what I'm
using that
saying. So
word
it's shocking
from.
to me that you guys are actually getting physical women in person saying you're sassy. That's wild
Like
to
in
me.
your face. That's crazy.
Most of the time I heard it was when like a man is like sharing his opinion and his voice might be a little bit too hype. Now all of a sudden he's sassy, but I'm like, women want men to communicate with them and be honest. Okay, well that's what he's doing. Now he's sassy. Like what do you want? You want him to not say anything and now your relationship is going to go down the hill, or you want to have that conversation and you guys try to figure that out?
So Di, let me just add to what you said. You said women want men to communicate with them now. They want men to agree with them. That's when you get called sassy. So a man expressing his opinion, alternative, I mean, that is different than that of a woman is open to any type of attack after that. In my
Facts.
personal opinion, the black men in particular, we gotta learn. Um, all other men deal with this by not dealing with it at all. They just do not engage in certain types of conversation with their women. I actually applaud black men for trying so hard to like force that square peg through a round hole, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because I think more than any other man on earth, and you can actually look by the way the homes is set up and all of that. Black men try to collaborate with their women more than any other man on earth. You see what I'm saying? We don't bother y'all about going to school. Shit, we pay for school for y'all. We do all type of stuff. We are the literal definition of a man who is trying to equalize for his woman. But every time we try to do that, we get disrespected. That's because you'll accept our money, you'll accept the roof over your head, you'll accept anything from us except our opinion about your behavior. So it's like, okay, right when you have to deal with that equality and you start getting that male energy back and forth, you're not going to like it because men and women are inherently, or like Bo said, socially different. I do not think like you, right? So when I'm giving you my opinion on the way I want the kids to be raised, and since I'm the head of this household, I kind of take dominion over that. you're going to start giving me pushback. You're going to start giving me social attacks, and you're going to try to shame me into submission because you can't physically put me in submission. So we really got to change that. That's a call to action for men to be like, just stop engaging in certain conversations with your woman, right? If you need advice, go talk to your homeboys, the other husbands, the other men with women issues, and ask them how they did it. Because if you try to process that with your woman and treat her like an equal in that regard, she will disrespect you every time. So how many times do we need to keep up banging our heads against the same wall till we bleed, till we realize that that's not what we should be doing?
That stuff should be established to me in a relationship. The problem is people keep doing that in a marriage and they wonder why, divorce is high. Things need to be done and had a set standard or whatever in the beginning. This is what I expect. This is what I would like. Let's see if we could practice that. It's like, I don't think stuff is being practiced. It's just like, oh, let's get married. Cool. We're going to go do that. Let's have the fancy wedding, have the fancy cars, all that stuff. And then, all right, we're doing life. Like, that's not how it works.